In this exercise, we will learn how to use another most popular mate, and that is a concentric mate. And here we will build a little fidget spinner, which we can 3D print. And fidget spinner consists of the body of the spinner and bearings. Typical bearing for a fidget spinner is the skateboard 608 bearing, which has outside diameter of 22 millimeters. So the bearings we are not going to make. We can take bearings as a standard parts, either from SolidWorks toolbox, or we can download them from the McMaster car or SKF or whatever distributor or manufacturer or manufacturer site. So standard parts or other people parts, other company parts, we never design. We just ask them to be sent to us, or we download them in one or another form. If it is a standard, we can get it from a toolbox, and most of the time we can also get them from the manufacturer site. So we are going to build this piece. And how we are going to build this piece? Well, we are just going to make a one large to conceptualize this sketch. I'm going to start making this central circle of 22 millimeters, and then I'm going to make what will be this feature. We have a feature which we talk so many times, which we are going to use here. And who can tell me what is the feature? No, the circular array will be after, but what is the feature which looks kind of like a rectangle with a two half circle end? Slot. So how about if I just make a one slot and then circular array 3 times and then do the fillets? Very simple, much simpler than trying to figure out how to do this. So we will now go to SolidWorks and start sketching it. So MMGSS material, let's say we will 3D print this, so we can use the material like plastic ABS. And we can do this in a single. Let's do a sketch. Let's practice a little bit of sketching. Here is the straight slot. So I'm going to put the straight slot up. I'm going to dimension this slot to be 2 times R15 and the center to center distance 35. So I go back to my sketch. So 15 and center to center distance. What is the center line distance? So 35. And then I'm going to put the circle of a 22 diameter by 22. And all what I'm going to do in a content of the sketch, I'm going now to array this. And what kind of the sketch pattern or array it is? It is circular sketch pattern. Parameter, what is the center of revolution, is my coordinate origin. And I want equal distance, 3 pieces. And I'm also going to choose my circle. Click OK. And look what I have. And finally, I'm going to put here a circle which will be a 22 millimeters diameter for the last of the bearings. And now what I will need to do, I will need to do the trimming with the fillets with a radius of 20, but I will do that in a content of the part after I extrude this. I need to extrude this for 7 millimeters, what is also the thickness of my bearings. So I close the sketch and I'm going to extrude. I will choose the regions, the contours, everything that I need. Don't forget these little intersections. And the thickness is going to be a 7 millimeters. And the final operation that I need to do here. Let's see something at the sketch. What happened? Oh, I forgot to take something, the inner ring. Okay, so if I edit my feature, I'm also going to choose another region, which is this region here. Now they are all equal. And finally, I will put the fillets of 22 millimeters. And that will be the edge fillet, which I will place here, here, and here. And there is also, I believe, a slight side fillet. So, and we can put that fillet of like about 2 millimeters. Let's put that there 2. And I will put another fillet of the 2 millimeters. And I can choose the tangential propagation here, just the one edge, and it will tangentially propagate. Done. Okay, here is my body for the fidget spinner. Fidget spinner base or body. Now I'm going to make an assembly out of it. File, make assembly from part. And I will choose the fidget spinner and put it in my assembly workbench. And now I want to find the 608 bearing. So I can look through my design library, which is this bookshelf here. Design library, toolbox. Add in now. And we can search in a toolbox. If I type in 608, there is no such thing. So let's see if I go to the BSI, British Standards, bearings, and we check on the ball bearings. Okay, so let's say that's the British bearing. So that's the, let's see, where is my Great Britain here? Okay, BSI. Bearings, ball bearings, and we just want instrument precision bearing. If I pull it out, that bearing, let's see what will happen. I grab it and pull it out. I will now need to configure it. And I configure it the size 608. Let's see if there is a size 608. Well, they don't have the size of the 608 here, so that means if we cannot find it in a toolbox, what do? We go to the supplier website, for example, McMaster car 608 bearings, and here it is 608 ball bearing, and what type of the bearing we want. Do you want the flange? No, dry running. Dry running ball bearing will be good. And now we need to download the CAD model. So where is the CAD model? The CAD model will be somewhere here. If I click on a part number, you see here CAD. And now we can choose the format. And I will choose the SolidWorks. And click on download. And here is my plastic dry run bearing, ball bearing is downloaded, and I can actually open it in SolidWorks. And look, here is my part ready to be used. Now I will go back to my assembly, which is assembly 1. And I'm going first to save before I start doing anything. I will save it as a fidget spinner. And I'm going to start inserting from the assembly components. And what is the component that I want to insert? Is the ball bearing that I just downloaded. Here is my ball bearing as a standard component. And I will just place a one here, for example. And then I'm going to show you what's the topic of this video, really, the concentric mate. So if I click on a mate, and if I click on any of the inner surface or outer surface, which need to be cylindrical, and on other part cylindrical surface, what will do? It will align the two axes of the cylinders along. Now, the concentric is never used alone. It's always used with a coincident. So if I click on a coincident, and I click a top face of the bearing and top face of my fidget spinner, it will place it there. And that's all of the mates that I need to use. And as you can see, as I haven't locked rotation, I can actually turn around, I can spill my bearing. If I wanted to lock the rotation, then the concentric mate, which I have, I will need to specify by clicking on this little box to lock rotation. If I lock rotation, now it doesn't move. But I don't want that. I want it to move. So, okay. Now, I will use another multiplier. Because this is the same piece that I need to put at the 4 different places. For the 3 places, I'm going to use the component pattern, which will be a circular component pattern. Direction will be a central hole. Number is 3. And component to pattern is my bearing. Component to pattern is my bearing. And look what happened. It's all there. And the last one that I will drop is the center one. And the center one, I will just pick up the part again, drop it somewhere here, and then I go mate. And I will choose I can choose also from here to force it to do the concentric, outside of this bearing, outside of that hole. And now I'm going to place the top of the bearing and top of my fidget spinner as a coincidental. And that completes in full my assembly. Now, this assembly is underdefined. And why it is underdefined? Because we have essentially in this assembly 4 degrees of more. Well, we have more if we count individual balls. But if we just look at the rotations of the bearings, we'll have a 4 degrees of freedom because each of them can rotate around one axis. Okay, and this completes today's demonstration. So we've seen how to use the concentric mate to mate the axially symmetric parts together, like shaft in a hole, pin in a hole, the bearings, and so on. Okay.